Cleland was polling 2002. Thank you. Yeah, because I was living in Atlanta at the time. In the 2002 election, Max Cleland, the war hero, was polling 2 points ahead, and David Perdue, as I recall, was polling 2 points behind. There was a four-point
Chambliss.
Oh yeah, Saxby Chambliss. Thank you very much.
Chambliss, yeah. That was the Saxby Chambliss Cleland swap.
Yeah, and Cleland had left 3 limbs on the ground in Vietnam. He was a genuine war hero, and Chambliss was attacking him as being unpatriotic. And Chambliss won that election by the exact opposite. It was as if somebody had flipped the election upside down. I recall we talked about that. This time around, there's this thing called bullet ballots, and those things had me scratching my head, and I'm still not sure, what's going on here. I'm trying to be skeptical and agnostic about all this stuff.
I've been, and I think that one of the things that, I'm glad that Ziegler's, book was promoted ahead of me. Yeah, I've always said it's like my expertise is in building hardware, and I've built a lot of it, and a lot of it is been used and customized so that it does multiple things, both what the user sees it's doing, and underneath it has other activities going on to back up law enforcement or find money laundering or do audits. So I was explaining to people, computers are, and they're getting denser and denser. So I am going to own that my initial nomenclature of saying it's a bullet ballots or a drop-off vote, I was conflating them. And let me explain what the two things are. And we don't know which it is until the ballots are actually which actually exists. It's on paper. Hopefully on paper, that only has one selection in one race. So somebody went to the polls, said, I want a ballot. They checked off one box, turned it in, left. It's called a bullet ballot.
Right. And typically, the ones we're talking about here are people who just voted for Trump.
Correct. Except that I'm increasingly thinking, in a lot of cases, the bullet ballot isn't there. The hack could have unfolded 2 ways. One, the e-poll books, which are all networked, all online, statewide, and it turns out most of them had very easy access for Mr. Musk because were being backed up across Starlink.
So I had to drop in and do a very important update. So Tom Hartman, the progressive podcaster who is really like a pillar in the progressive community, has a data scientist on his podcast. And the data scientist is breaking down the numbers. And he is saying that the way that they are recording the numbers for Trump, it is literally unprecedented. How they have these certain voters who are supposedly going inside the booth and only voting for Trump and walking out and voting for nobody else. He said the rate that they've recorded at is unprecedented. So I'm going to leave a link below this video so you can check it out. He also talked about how there was a wave of bomb threats. And he said the bomb threats appeared to be strategically targeting heavy Democratic areas so that there would be a breakdown in the communication between the system and the counters so that it will be impossible to do a recount. And so what we're seeing is exactly what we can expect to see. The truth is coming out, and it is up to us to respond to the truth. It's up to us to operate from a place of truth. And so he talked about there being organizations that we can reach out to, like smartvoter.us. I think he said that was the name of it, but I'm going to leave the video below, so please check it out. But for those of us who believe in standing on the truth and want the investigation to move forward, not only in the recount of contested areas, but for Kamala Harris herself, I want you to take a look at this video and spread it with others. There is a documented history. Anybody who knows data science knows Numbers do not lie. People do. Numbers are not going to lie. And so, with the data scientists coming forward and saying, this data science is not making sense, it's not adding up. Here is another person who is establishing that there is a reason for us to be concerned about this election, and there is a long history of people's elections being stolen from them. That's another great thing about the video. There's a long, long history of people's elections being stolen. And we're being told, no, our system is flawless, when that is not true. So I hope you all get a chance to check it out, and please take a look at some of the other videos that I've done, because the truth is out, it's available. If you're about the truth, it's time for you to stand up and accept your responsibility in this process we call a democracy. When you hear the truth, when you know the truth, when you experience the truth, it will set you free. We all know that's from scripture. So I hope y'all get a chance to check it out. All right. Bye bye.